together, it works well. Now, let's look at this new concept. It's something called demand. Now, when you hear the word demand, what does it make you think of?
Something that's needed.
What you want?
That's needed.
Something that's needed. The word demand kind of seems a little strong to me. I demand that you give me my Whopper. That's not going to get it my way, not very efficiently. But demand actually is the idea that you want something. Okay? So what do you think is required for demand? Says, what is demand? It is the desire, the ability, and the willingness to buy a product. Okay? I would love to have a sports car. I've told you before that I've wanted one for years. I have the desire. Do I have the ability to buy a sports car?
You might.
Yeah. I mean,
Might.
you do have it.
I actually do have the ability to go buy one if I want one. Actually, not, sports cars aren't that much more expensive depending on what kind you get. But there's some sports cars, as long as you don't get the fancy model of it, that you can buy for the same price you could buy a four-door sedan. But I have not bought one because I also, with buying the car, I also have to pay what else with it? Insurance. And see, when it's a sports car, that insurance is significantly more expensive. Add to that the fact that I've got kids that I'm trying to pull through high school and through college and stuff. So I have the desire to have a sports car. I have the ability to go buy one. But what do I lack?
Willingness.
The willingness. I'm not willing to take the money right now because that sports car for me is not a need. It's not a necessity. It's a want. So, when I'm older and gray, you're going to see me cutting it through town in a really pretty sports car, and then you're going to say, "Oh, there goes Miss Williams, dang. She's looking good in that sports car. It's sad that she's got all those wrinkles and that gray hair flying everywhere with her." But you'll know I finally got my children raised, and I was finally willing to go spend that money on the sports car and the insurance for it. So, when I look at the law of demand, this is very important, the law of demand. It says what, John? Would you read that aloud for me?
The quality demand goes up as the price goes down. It has an inverse relationship.
Okay. The quantity demanded goes up as price goes down. It has an inverse relationship. Inverse meaning it works in opposite directions. Okay, so if I can have you hit that light, please, Donnell. Law of demand says this. As demand goes up, as price goes down. Put that in real world terms for me. What does that mean? Demand says it goes up, you want things, as price goes down. Give me a real world example of that.
I guess the more you buy, the more you buy, the less you have. All depends on what it is, like gas. The more you
Okay,
buy,
so, all right, gas. You've got the idea. You're kind of dancing around it.
You buy more if it's cheaper.
I buy more if it's cheaper. Why, Caleb? Why would I buy more of something if it's cheaper?
Because you get more of it, then what you get.
My money goes further. I'm getting more bang for my buck. Think back to demand, the desire, ability, and willingness. Gas right now, as I came by this morning, was $3.75 at one of the local shops. $3.75. Is that making demand for gas higher or lower? Lower. Why, Michael? Gas is getting too high. So you might not demand as much of it. Is that what you're saying? Meaning, how could you demand less gas? I don't understand. How are you going to demand gas?
As much as you can walk places, you can other transportation.
Okay, you can walk. There's other transportation. You could carpool. You could say opportunity cost trade-off. It's not worth it to go because I don't have the money for the gas. You'll see lots more places where you may start turning down and saying, "Nah, hey, somebody, let's ride out to the river. Let's go hang out." Sure, who's driving? Because you don't want to spend your gas money in going and doing that. So, there's the next term that's on this slide that's called a demand schedule. And a demand schedule is very simple. We're going to create one real quickly. All right, let's use sodas. All right, so we've got our price. Okay, prices of sodas. ounce drink, how many of you in here, regardless of what flavor soda you like, how many of you in here would be willing to pay 25 cents for a 20 ounce soda? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, so out of all of us in here, 16 of us would be willing, 16 of you would be willing to pay that. Alright, now, let's double the price. How many of you are willing and able to pay that for it? Okay? All of us. So, that's still there. Now, let's double the price again. $1 for a 20 ounce drink. How many of you are willing and able to pay $1 for a 20 ounce drink? Alright, we're still all able and willing. Now, $2. Double the price again. Oh, I heard some groans. How many are willing to pay $2 for a 20 ounce drink? Nobody. Oh my, nobody. There's nobody in this room that would pay $2. I mean, you are just craving that soda. Oh my gosh. Some of you are addicted to caffeine and you know it. So Harley's able to admit, if push came to shove, you might have to cut down on how many of them you drink, but you would still probably cough up. Megan's saying, quite possibly, she'd still cough up $2. Not as often, all right? So we went from 16 to 2. Doesn't work very well there. All right, so let's look at an example. What happened here?
When it got higher, it got lower.
All right, as the price, thank you.
There wasn't a lot of demand for it.
Okay, that'll be fine. Thank you. All right, say that again, Donnell.
As the price got higher, it wasn't a lot of
Oh, law of demand says as price goes up, demand goes down, or as price goes down, demand goes up. That's what's meant by inverse relationship. They go in the opposite direction either way. So demand's very easy to remember. Up, down. As price goes up, we say forget it. But as price goes down, we all run to it. Does that make sense? All right, so let's use another example. What if we use the example of a hamburger? Okay, let's use the example of a burger because we were talking about that last week. All right? The price of a burger, and this is the number demanded. All right, we've had a couple more students come back into the room, so there's now 18 of you in here. Now, how many of you are willing to pay 50 cents for a burger, for a good burger? Okay? So I think everybody in here, we're ready to pay it. So that's 18. All right, let's double that. How many are willing to pay $1 for a good burger? I'm not talking about some little thin thing. I'm talking about an average, good, hand-patted burger. Good burger. All right? So, is there anybody not willing at $1? Okay, so we've got 18 again. All right, let's double the price again. $2. Okay, is there anybody not willing at $2? Not willing. Caleb, you're not willing or okay. So, still 18. Let's say $3. We won't double it this time. Still go for it. Okay, let me ask this. Is there anybody not willing at $3? Not willing. I got 1, 2 that aren't willing at $3. So I'm down to 16. All right, $4.
Hey, but look.
Show me not willing. Show me not willing. 1,
You got to have a fry.
2, just a burger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that aren't willing.
Hey, put 11. I might buy it.
Okay.
Hey, I will.
I'm hungry.
If it's got meat on it.
11 people. Oops, I'm sorry.
9 people.
11 people said. I was counting this one too, though. 11 said no. So 18.